Hello everyone, you've heard about the commissioning of the Dangote Refinery slated for the 22nd day of May 2023 in Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This information and development has caused series of excitement amongst property investors and also players in the real estate space here in Lagos, Nigeria. As a matter of fact, so many property investors have messaged me asking to know how close their property is to the refinery. Some who even bought in EPE, Lagos, Nigeria are trying to know the proximity, the closeness to the Dangote refinery. Some others want to know the distance their property is to the refinery because they know that there is a law that says you cannot build a residential development 48 meters to where a refinery is located. So they want to be sure their property is not too close to the refinery. This is what we'll be discussing today on this channel. How close is your property to the refinery? Most especially those who have bought properties in EPE and you think EPE is just 2 minutes drive to the refinery or 2 minutes trek to the refinery. I'll be exposing this. I'll be exposing a route leading to the refinery, and for you to know exactly what the distance is from EPE to the refinery. I am Realtor Patrick, and on this channel we continually discuss topical issues affecting real estate industry in Lagos and everywhere in Nigeria. So first time coming across this channel, do well to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and please do not forget turn on your notification button so that you get informed each time we drop content on this channel, as our topics and discussions are proven to be beneficial to old and new buyers of real estate in Lagos and elsewhere in Nigeria. One thing for sure is that you would always make informed decisions and make no mistakes at all whenever you want to buy real estate in Lagos, guided by our discussions on this channel. So you can go through our past contents. We've discussed topics relating to titles, areas you should run away from, areas you look towards buying and pitching your tent in the real estate space here in Lagos, and so many other interesting and mind-opening topics that would help you make right and informed decisions whenever you would want to buy real estate. I am Patrick. Let us go into our discussion for today. How close is your property to the refinery? So for those of you who have bought properties in EPE and you want to know if your property is very close to the refinery or if your property is facing the refinery, stay tuned as we are going to expose to you what you almost know. So today I will assume everybody who has bought property in EPE or Ibeju-Lekki are coming from Lekki phase 1. So you might be coming from the mainland, you might be coming from anywhere on the mainland. Find yourself down to Lekki phase 1, and this is where we are going to start our movement from. So we'll be starting right here and we'll be taking you down to Ibeju-Lekki Dangote Refinery. So let us see where you have bought your property. So for today I'll be using Google Maps and also an illustration which I drew on my own to the best of my knowledge, and I think it is going to explain how the route leading to this refinery looks like, so you'd have an idea of where your property is. So when you come into the country to see your property, before you come, you already know where your property is. Let us go. Yes, so we'll start our journey from Lekki phase 1. So wherever you're coming from the mainland, find your way down to Lekki phase 1. Now the distance from Lekki phase 1, this is Lekki phase 1 at this point. This is Lekki phase 1. This area is Lekki phase 1. So this particular road, this major road connecting Lekki phase 1 down to Eleko is the Lekki Epe Express Road, and this same road still takes us down to Epe. This is EPE, this is EPE T junction. So this particular road takes us down. So it is just one road connecting Lekki phase 1 down to EPE, and that road is called the Lekki-Epe Express Road. So you can see, actually you can see from a distance. I zoomed in this map very well, so that you'll be able to see the whole route from Lekki phase 1 down to Epe. Now we are trying to find out how close or how far our property is from the Dangote refinery. If you're coming from Lekki phase 1, like I always said, it's a straight road. The Lekki-Epe Express Road, you take it straight. This is the Eleko junction, this particular junction here. Okay, let me take this way. So this junction here is called the Eleko junction. Now if you are going to Epe, you would have to take the route, the Lekki-Epe Express Road, straight down to Epe, to the end of the road, to the end of the express road. But if you're going to the refinery, you would have to make your stop at the Eleko junction. From Lekki phase 1, you make your stop down at Eleko junction. So this is the route. Now this is the road you'll take. This particular road is the road that takes you to the coastal route. Now this is the ocean, this is Eleko junction. So you will have to take this diversion. This diversion on this Eleko road takes you through to the coastal route. The coastal route is in front of the Atlantic Ocean, as you can see it. Let me take this here. So when you get to the end of the diversion road, you would have to take it left, and that road, you'll find yourself on the what do you call it, on the coastal route. And there's going to be a road also from here to the left down to back to the island. It's going to also be the coastal route too, but our intention now is to know how close the refinery is to Epe and the properties we bought in Ibeju-Lekki. So if you're coming from Lekki phase 1 and you are going to Dangote refinery, when you get to Eleko junction, you have to make a rightward diversion. There's a divertive route taking you off the Lekki-Epe Express Road and leading you onto the coastal route. So the short road from Eleko junction to the junction that links with the coastal route, you would have in between, you would have the popular Amen Estate. So that's why you have Amen Estate phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. That is the road. That is the road where you have Amen Estate phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So when you take it down to this junction here, you would see a roundabout, and you take the roundabout to the left, you find yourself on the coastal route. Now you can see that Iberekodo, you can see Orimedu. These are the popular areas in Ibeju-Lekki, linking to the refinery and the free trade zone. Now all these areas here are somewhat residential. Orimedu is somewhat residential. Also Akodo is somewhat residential. We have a general hospital in all these areas. All these places are somewhat residential. Now personally, from Akodo down to the free trade zone, this is the free trade zone here. From Akodo down to the free trade zone, I think you'll find more of industrial settlement. You will not see too many houses and residential developments here. So this is the free trade zone, and the free trade zone is a very large space. It's a very large hectares of land. The free trade zone comprises of 4 quadrants: the free zone, the Dangote refinery, you have Alaro City, and some other thing, I think the deep sea port or something. So this is where Dangote refinery is now. This is Dangote refinery. This is the free zone. You can also see a distance from the refinery to the free zone. There's a reason for that. So you can see you can also see Dangote Refinery here. So this is the closest residential area, Akodo, the closest. Although the whole of Akodo isn't residential, you'll find more of commercial and industrial estates here. I think Orimedu is more of residential. So you can see a distance between Orimedu and the refinery here, and the refinery now. From Orimedu down to the refinery is about 6 minutes drive. About 6 minutes drive from the junction in Orimedu down to Dangote Refinery, about 6 minutes drive. So I think that's a logical distance for residential development. But in truth, you will not find residential estates on the express road here. You will not find. So you will find most of them in this location. This place is very close to the Atlantic Ocean. You'll find settlements here. You can see roads connecting all these places. You can see roads. You can see how connected roads are in these places, and you see that the further we come down the coastal route, the lesser you find connecting development, connecting roads. You can see this area now, you don't have a lot of connecting roads. Akodo you have, here you do not have. Here you have lead to, and as you go down to the areas where you have the refinery. So this is where you have the refinery now. You'll find out that we do not really have too many connective routes here on this other side, and there's a reason for that. It's because you cannot have residential development too close to a refinery. So down here is where you have the Lekki port. So many businesses now are in this area, and personally I would not advise anyone looking to buy a house for residential to come down to this place, because I fear the Apapa story is still happening here in Ibeju-Lekki. It is going to be seriously congested. The trucks and heavy duty vehicles that will ply this road would cause series of pollution and hold ups, go slow. I fear this will be prevalent in this particular area of Lagos. So those who would I think you would have to go further. For you to see the next residential development. So you will notice that all these areas, this is where we have Dangote Refinery. And if you bought any land in the past in this area, I think you should go back and do your search, or you should go back and check if your land is still where it is. I hope it is still there. So Akodo, Orimedu are good spots for buying your lands. They are good spots because we already have residential presence there already. Some of the lands there are titled, especially in Akodo. You'll find more of gazetted lands in this area. Orimedu, you'll find gazetted. You'll find CFO also in this area too. After the refinery, in fact, most of the properties I have searched, they've always had commas and some will say excision in view, and I found out that most of them are even government committed properties now. So you would have to be very careful if you buy anything in this area. Be very, very careful if you buy anything in this area. So from Dangote Refinery, you can see Lakampine, and all these places are inside Ibeju-Lekki. The farther you go, the closer you are getting out of Lagos. Now, someone asked me how close his property is from EPE to the refinery. Okay, there's something I want you to understand. that EPE and Ibeju-Lekki are in two different areas. EPE and Ibeju-Lekki are in two different areas. Although EPE is the closest residential development to Ibeju-Lekki, but they are not connected directly from the free trade zone area or from the coastal route area. I would explain this. Now, if you're coming from Lekki phase 1, when you get to Eleko junction, when you take the diversion to the right, you are heading towards the free trade zone. You are heading towards the free trade zone, heading towards Lakampine Tropicana, or heading towards Dangote Refinery. But if you'll be going to EPE, you don't need this diversion. All you need to do is take the Lekki-EPE Express Road straight, keep on going. Now you'll find out that the refinery is close to the Atlantic Ocean. It's on the coastal route. This is where the refinery is. This is where the refinery is, and this is where EPE is. You can see EPE, you can see the refinery. So even you have the Atlantic Ocean, you have the Atlantic Ocean here, you have some lagoons, you have lagoons even separating the land from the other parts of Ibeju-Lekki. I guess lagoon actually is separating this area now, the free trade zone, the Orimedu Akodo area. We have a lagoon, like as you can see it, separating it from Yegunda and the rest. Now, from Eleko junction, when you take that road straight, still on the Lekki-EPE Express Road, that area still falls under Ibeju-Lekki local government. All you need to understand is that there are two sides to Ibeju-Lekki. According to my view on the landscape of the area, there are two sides to Ibeju-Lekki. We have the Ibeju-Lekki on the coastal route. We also have the Ibeju-Lekki on the Lekki-EPE Express Road. So the Ibeju-Lekki on the Lekki-EPE Express Road, the settlements on the Lekki-EPE Express Road are somewhat residential and commercial. So the areas of Yegunda, the areas of Alaro, the areas of Otolu, the areas of what do you call it, of Ayetoro, Okeogun, Elerongbe, those areas are off the express road, the Lekki-EPE Express Road. They are on the Lekki-EPE Express Road. They are Ibeju-Lekki, but they are most likely, or they are somewhat more residential and commercial. You don't find industrial developments in this area as it is on the coastal route. So when you hear people saying Ibeju-Lekki is close to EPE, the idea is Ibeju-Lekki on the Lekki-EPE Express Road. Ibeju-Lekki on the Lekki-EPE Express Road. There is just one route from that Eleko junction down to EPE. So since all these areas fall under Ibeju-Lekki local government, the idea people pass to you, and it's actually the truth, that EPE is well connected to the to Ibeju-Lekki. Yes, and still on this same route is where you have the approved international airport. On this route is where you have the Alaro city. On this route is where you have mega estates springing up in this area of Ibeju-Lekki, still on that Lekki-EPE Express Road. So when you hear people telling you that EPE is close to Ibeju-Lekki, yes, EPE is close to Ibeju-Lekki on the Lekki-EPE Express Road, but EPE isn't close, but EPE is not that close to the what do you call it, to the free trade zone or to Dangote Refinery. No, you would have to come down from EPE. You'd have to take this straight road down to Eleko. You have to come back down to Eleko, then take the diversion to take you to the coastal route. Although in future there's going to be an access route. I've heard that rumor so many times that there will be an access route, I think from the area in Alaro down to what do you call it, down to the coastal routes. They said they started the road. I don't know how true it is. So there's going to be a route, but the road we know for now, the road you can only take for now, is from Ekpeti Junction, come down to Eleko Junction and take the diversion that takes you to the coastal route. So Ekpe is close to Ibeju-Lekki. Yes, Ibeju-Lekki on the Lekki-Ekpe Express Road. Those places where you have Okeogun, Ayetoro, where you have Yegunda, where you have Elerongbe. Yes, Ekpe is very close to those places. But for what do you call it, for Dangote Refinery, no, you would have to come down to Eleko before you can access the coastal route that will now take you down to the refinery. So you can see it now. This is Ekpe and this is Dangote Refinery. This is where you have Dangote Refinery. This is the free trade zone. So this is the area, Ekpe, Dangote Refinery, and you'll see that you cannot find any routes currently. You cannot see any road connecting Ekpe down to the refinery. No, you would have to, if you have to do that, you would have to go through Ogun State, enter Ondo State, then come in from the back, like on Bind side, and that's like traveling, taking them serious travel. So Ekpe, this is Ekpe. If you are going to be coming to the free trade zone, this is Ekpe, this is Eleko Junction, then you take that down to the free trade zone. So if you have bought your property and they've told you your property is in Ekpe and it is 5 minutes to the Dangote Refinery, that is false. If they've told you your property is in front of the refinery, that is false. If they told you your property is close to Ibeju-Lekki, that is true. But the question is, where in Ibeju-Lekki? Where in Ibeju-Lekki? So I actually am doing this video because of a message I got. This person actually wanted to know where and how close Ibeju-Lekki, the refinery, is to his property. Is about buying in Ekpe, because he is scared. He doesn't want to buy properties very close to the refinery, so that in future they don't have problems with the government, because you don't really need to buy properties too. So that is that for that. So like I said, all these areas, like those who will be coming around for inspection, those who have bought properties in the past, especially in Ibeju-Lekki, try as much as possible, go back, do your inspection, fix your inspection, go back and see where your property is situated. I don't think any place after the free trade zone is a good idea for now. Yeah, Shiriwon, Ibeju-Lekki, Otolu, Folu. I've done series of land searches in these areas, and the results they've not been favorable. They've not come out good. So most of these areas are committed, and most of them excision in view, and we've had our take on excision properties. They are a little bit risky. So so any area, all these areas, Ibeju-Lekki, Otolu, Folu, Odeomi, I don't think in the next 5 years the areas would be feasible for development, for residents. Might change, it's possible, but with the way things are, I don't know. And most of these areas too, I think they are for, the government is actually keeping them for resettlement scheme. So we still do not understand what is going on in that particular area of Lagos. So if you've bought in Ekpe, yeah, your property is not close to the refinery. It's not close. At least you would have to drive at least 20 to 30 minutes to the refinery before you see that is when you're coming. Like, I'm still talking about from the T junction. I'm not talking about the interlands in Ekpe now, because there are other areas in Ekpe. I don't know where I bought your property is in Ekpe, but if you'll be driving from Ekpeti Junction to the free trade zone, at least you'll be driving for 20 minutes, at least for 20 minutes. So coming from a T-junction. So if you bought your property, I don't know how you'd ascertain that, but just know your property is not close to the T-junction. But is your property close to Ibeju-Lekki? Yes, it is close to Ibeju-Lekki, because that area, the Lekki-Epe Express Road, the areas on the Lekki-Epe Express Road fall under the Ibeju-Lekki local government, and that is my take. So I've showed you using the map and also the illustration I have on the screen. I've taken my time out to do this. So if you have more questions to ask, you can always send me messages and I would reply you. I'll let you know the truth about the location of your property. On this note, we are going to drop the curtains on our discussion and exposure for today. Do not forget to like our videos, comment, and also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification button so that you get informed when we drop content on this channel. Until we see you again, keep investing in real estate. Peace.